Good afternoon. My name is Don Hadley, and I'm president of Applied Vision Works. And I wanted to share something about phases of major change. In a way, hate saying that because it seems so general. But anytime we're trying to transform or change a culture, we're changing a business through business strategy. I honestly think even with individuals coaching teams of people, there's five general phases. Phase one is we need to clean up messes, contain, plug holes. There's a lot of basic work that has to occur. Too often, we start wanting to get to the next level. If it's with a person, we say, oh, you need to get to do this, you need to make this happen. Or if it's a team, y'all need to make this happen. Or a business, we just start trying to grow it. If it's culture, we start trying to change it. And the reason we need this is almost in every case, there's reasons change hasn't already occurred here. It's not that we need to fix everything, but there's messes that have to be cleaned up. We need to make sure things aren't getting worse in certain places because then we can move to solidifying the foundation. I think of what you're best at, I think of best practices, I think of getting individual components to their best level is really what phase two is about. And I want a solid foundation to work on because if I just simply jump to phase three and start pushing, too often the foundation starts to crumble or the messes and problems we haven't fixed take so much energy we find we're unable to get up there. It's like an airplane trying to gain altitude, but it doesn't have the power to do it because the power is going elsewhere. The fourth phase of this is starting to make leaps. And when I think of leaps, getting to the next level is more evolutionary. As you do this, you'll find there's chances to leap across a chasm or two. You get a big customer, hire some new talent that you never thought you could get. Here, you're beginning to do it. Two or three of these are actually happening at once, and you're going much quicker. Sometimes at this phase, it's like almost hard to believe. It may be you haven't done acquisitions before, but you're beginning to do acquisitions. The fifth phase is where you're really starting to drive your market. And I've got a lot of clients that we've acquired while they already drive their market, or they're beginning to drive their market, or they badly want to. And there's no market where you're in control, but they want to at least be able to influence the world that they're in and begin to expand that influence and that impact. If I relate this to an individual, a lot of times with an individual, we have to clean up messes if we're coaching them, get them to solidify what they're doing best at, get their habits in line. They can then start getting that next level, but as they get more powerful, they can actually go at making things happen on several fronts at once and absolutely love it. And then they begin to find that they're driving their world that they're existing in very powerfully. This is why we work with a lot of CEOs or up and coming potential CEOs because this skill set is very hard to do. But too often everybody's focused here, and the reality is to get here and here, we've got to do these first two phases first. I've had a number of clients where I've said, you know what, I think this is going to take 1 year. I think this is going to take 9 months. We can get to that next level then in 6 months, and it's sustainable, it's doable, it's powerful. And then depending upon how big you're trying to get here, it may take a little bit longer, but it takes 2 to 3 years to really get through these three things. And what I find is the first year is very difficult, but what I find is you get to year three and they realize the goals they set are way too low. They didn't realize if they're doing this, the first three phases effectively, that they can do so much more than they ever thought possible, and they can continue duplicating that success and quite frankly doing it less effort. So I want to share this with you because from the experience I've had through the years, I found this to be very, very accurate in 95% of the cases. The few this isn't true for, usually there's some other issues going on. But wanted to share that with you. If you'd like to chat about it, my email is dHadley@appliedvisionworks.com, or you can call me on my cell phone, 919-368-9008. Thank you very much.